also quickly move to ITC, whose results came out yesterday, and again a very mixed bag.
It was a mixed bag for ITC. Profitability front, as I think we also mentioned in yesterday's show, profit figures will, like profitability, or on a profitability front, we'll see improvement on a year-on-year basis, but revenue, the volume growth, Shweta, will be a pain point, especially for consumer staples, as rural demand is lacking, and commodity prices. If you remember, like there is a ban on wheat and rice. If correct me if I'm wrong,
of wheat.
There is a ban on export
of rice,
which
yes,
is hurting the agri business of these companies. Now let's go through the numbers first. Now profit figure came in about 10.3% higher on a year-on-year basis for ITC at around 4,927 crores in Q2 of FY24, that is the September quarter. In September quarter of FY23, it stood at around 4,466 crore. Now revenue was up 2.6% on a year-on-year basis. It came in at 16,550 crore mark versus 16,130 crore mark in the year ago period.
Okay.
EBITDA, which is essentially a proxy for operating cash flows for these companies, came in at 6,041 crore mark, up 3% on a year-on-year basis from 5,864 crores in Q2 of FY23. Margins, however,
margins are down 10 basis
margins
points. Does that mean that there's more expenditure towards advertisements?
I think that is
and the
one
raw
of the
material
primary
prices are
reasons.
also up?
Yes, that is. We have seen a bit of a volatility when it comes down to ITC and the raw material prices, because one of the key raw materials, especially for the FMCG business, other like consumer staple business such as a Fabel or which Yippee noodles, and they have a line of FMCG products out there, right, in the food. And so wheat prices and rice exports, because of the ban, I think there was some price pressures for the company. In fact, if you look at the segment wise breakdown for ITC, the cigarettes business, Shweta, which is the primary driver for the company, it contributes to about 65 to 70% towards its revenues, whereas for the profits it contributes about 75%. So that saw a robust growth. It saw a robust growth of about 10.1% on a year-on-year basis. So that is a very good surprise on the positive side for the investors of HUL. Now other FMCG products, as I said, Fabel and other products that they have in the lineup, Sunfeast, have grown by about 8.3% on a year-on-year basis. However, there was pressure in the agri business as well as the paper business. Both are down. The agri business was hurt by this ban on wheat and export prices. But if you look at it, it's not a company specific issue. It's an industry problem. So not a major dampener for ITC. I mean, as the macroeconomic situations will evolve, if the ban is perhaps lifted, we'll see that effect on the revenue throughout the industry as well, right? So it's not a company specific issue. In fact, even for the paper business, which saw a sharp decline of about 9.5% on a year-on-year basis, it's not a major contributor for the company, but demand from China has been muted. Also, China's supplies have escalated, in the last few quarters. But the management has said that it's seeing some green shoots of recovery over there. So perhaps going forward in Q3 and Q4, the paper business will bounce back.
All right. Paper, agri business not doing too well. Hotel business just about managing well. Cigarette business doing exceptionally well. No dearth of smokers in India just as yet. Kranti Batini joining us on the show. Kranti, thank you very much, sir, for taking time out. Good to have you back. Let's quickly understand what's happening with the FMCG pack so far. ITC came out with its results. HUL has declared its results. What are you picking up? Rural demand is not back just as yet. Margins are still hurting, contracting?
Yeah, Shweta, yesterday, the three major FMCG companies, HUL, ITC and Nestle, three have announced their results. It's a mixed bag, we can say. Nestle, which was a underperformer earlier, it come up with a strong set of numbers. But whereas HUL and ITC can be mixed set of numbers. One thing, going through the numbers, if we analyze and drill down the data, what we can see some kind of pressure with respect to the revenues. Probably what we can conceive for the second quarter is the monsoon was a little bit slow in the beginning. The sowing season was a little bit late. So that will have some kind of impact on the earnings of the rural population is concerned. but we can see some kind of revival at this point of time. So it's a mixed set of numbers at this point of time. But third quarter, where we can see some kind of the inflation is cooling off, food inflation has been coming under control. So the coming quarter can be expected to be a better quarter in terms of the rural consumption is concerned. But right now, again, the worrying factors at this point of time is the geopolitical events, rise in the crude oil, which will keep the cost pressures again with respect to the transportation and other also the petrochemicals is concerned. That's going to have some kind of impact. The reason is I just want to mention to you, okay, what crude is related to. Crude is related to FMCG. Of course, the transportation is the other thing. See, some kind of chemicals which are used in even our toothpaste are the ingredients of crude oil, some kind of petrochemicals. The important chemicals that used manufacturing of toothpaste is extract of, it's a derivative of crude oil. So crude oil have so much importance in terms of the supply chain is concerned. So we need to wait and watch how there will be a soft landing in terms of the crude price going ahead. Of course, going with the numbers and the charts, crude seems to be topped out. That's what we have been discussing in our earlier interactions also. But at this point of time, given the kind of the geopolitical tensions that are going up, can keep the crude oil prices at a elevated level for some more time. That's where all eyes are watching. Crude is currently the joker in the pack for the Indian markets. We have a strong improvement in terms of the domestic economy. Even in fact, IMF has, which is a very conservative organization across the globe, they have mentioned that by 2028, India can emerge as one of the strong contributor to the global growth. It's not for the somewhere in the domestic economy. Right now, IMF is talking about India can be a key contributor for the global growth. So that's where the Indian economy is going to play a role in the coming years. So overall, FMCG sector is in a right space, but we need to wait and watch for some more time to analyze how the things are going to pan out.